So yes, you have read it correctly. This does say the power of Scooby-Doo. And yes, I did draw this myself with the aid, of course, of Google Images. But I have to say, that's really impressive. That actually looks like Scooby-Doo. So in this video, I just want to pull together all the ideas we've been speaking about in the last few videos. And I just want to summarise things by offering you a metaphor. Now, when I was younger, my all-time favourite cartoon was, of course, Scooby-Doo. I absolutely loved it. I was completely mesmerised and transfixed by the cowardliness of Scooby and Shaggy. Oh, Scooby, Shaggy? Not a very good impression. But before long, after watching a few episodes, I realised that they all started and finished in pretty much exactly the same way. They of course started with the mystery machine, the whole gang rolling into town, and the village was being terrorised by some kind of ghastly ghoul, some kind of abomination, some horrible creature that was causing the villagers to be so scared and so terrified that they would run and hide inside their houses. And the interesting thing was, the gang had their different approaches when it came to dealing with this ghastly ghoul. First up, of course, was Scooby and Shaggy. And I don't know if you can remember what their response to the creature was. They would basically run and hide. They were so terrified, they were just like the villagers, that they would run away and hide in a closet someplace. Now, the interesting thing is, when it comes to negative emotions, often we can have this response. We can end up just feeling so bad and treating them as being so alien that we run away and hide in the hope that they just simply disappeared by ourselves. But often that doesn't work. So then, of course, up comes the next character in Scooby-Doo, and that is, of course, Scrappy-Doo. I have to be honest, I hated that wee bastard. He was just so captious and anyway. Of course, his response was very different. I don't know if you can remember what he did. Well, rather than hide, it was kind of like, let me at him, I want to fight this guy, I want to fight this creature, I'm going to conquer him, I'm going to kill him. And I think this is similar again when it comes to dealing with our emotions. If we don't hide, if we don't run away, sometimes we can try and obliterate them. We can try to fight them. We can try to kill them. We go straight into full-on conflict. But if you think about it, this emotion is part of you. So if you're attempting to kill something, if you're attempting to conquer it, to vanquish it forever, then essentially you're really looking to vanquish a part of yourself. So again, this is not necessarily a useful approach. And then again, back to the Scooby-Doo metaphor. Finally, what they do is, rather than trying to hide, rather than trying to fight it, the rest of the gang all get together and explore. And they generally work from the premise that the monster is not a monster at all. And that kind of leads me on to the very end of Scooby-Doo, because every single ending ended the same way. And that was the unveiling of the creature or of the monster. And of course it turned out to not be a monster at all. It was just some upstanding member of the community who had had some bad experiences and become twisted and distorted over time. And for me, I think this is a wonderful metaphor when it comes to our negative emotions. Because it's so easy to try to run away from them. It's so easy to try to fight them. But the key thing, if you really want to move beyond them, if you want to resolve them, is to explore. It's to realise that they're not monsters at all. They're not creatures. They're not aliens that have infected us. They're simply parts of ourselves. And the way to explore these parts is to first of all disconnect, to dissociate, to move away and to look on and go, what is it that I'm really supposed to learn here? Because when we do this and we treat our emotions in this way, then trust me in this one, we can really start to learn what needs to be learned. We can treat them as parts of us because that's what they actually are. And we can move beyond the bad feelings, resolve them, and then start to feel more useful feelings instead. So I find this a really enlightening metaphor when it comes to thinking about these negative emotions that we can often experience. So I want you just to have a think about this, reflect on it, and when you're ready, head over to the next video.